All right. Welcome to Virtual Vino with DMV. We are keeping up on the screen there just for a few minutes the 4 delicious wines we'll be tasting this evening with you all, as well as our local retailers throughout Maryland and DC, where you can find all 4 of these great, amazing wines. We're going to be tasting the Seaside Cellars Vino Verde, their Vino Verde Rosé, Quarisa Wines, Johnny Q Petite Syrah, and the Shiraz as well. So thanks for joining us. I'm so glad that no one can see me in the background of that countdown video because Jess could work on the audio on it. It's got a really good beat. I'm just pleased that no one can see me during it. So there's that to start the video off with. I do have Gina in the background with us, so we're going to see where you guys are viewing from tonight. Thanks once again for joining us. Hi, Angela. Little wave. As always, those of you joining us, thank you so much. Please feel free to ask questions, leave comments, let us know where you're joining from this evening. Hopefully some of you, if not all of you, have all 4 of these amazing wines to try with us tonight. Hi, Alicia. Cheers. So now you can see us. Got Gina here with me this evening. So it's another girls' night, Friday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern time here in Maryland. As always, you know, we're still working it out and having fun here on our virtual Vinos together. We can't hang out in person and have happy hour, so this is the next best thing. And with delicious wine. And it's actually even better because we actually get to hang out with all of you as well, learn more about wine, talk about it, chat about it. And by the end of the video, maybe even be a little bit tipsy about it. So, you know, just saying,
me.
Exactly. I don't know. It's happened before, I feel. So like I mentioned, Gina is one of my coworkers with me here at DMV Distributing. Gina, thanks so much for joining. Those of you that follow Gina on social media, you might see her hysterical Wine with Wine videos where she sometimes dresses up as, I believe there was maybe like an A1 steak or it was a ketchup running through a yard after wine. I'm not really sure, but it was really fun to watch, Gina. And I think I pulled a hammy watching you.
Thank you so much for having me, Devin. Yeah, I was actually a wine bottle. It was supposed to be.
It was a wine bottle? I think Alan even asked me what that was, and I said ketchup. So now I know. It's National Red Wine Day, so honestly, I'm disappointed that you didn't wear that for tonight's video.
I know. I should
have missions to do like that.
That was fun. Definitely.
Now, Gina, I know that you've been with DMV Distributing for quite a while. If you can share your background with wine, obviously you've been on Virtual Vino with me before a couple of times, so thanks for joining again. Glad it didn't scare you off, you know, enjoying wine and chatting about it here.
No way. You never scare me off. I appreciate you having me. A little background about me. I've been with DMV for a little over a year now. I have, well, when I first started, I had very little to no experience in the wine industry. And then throughout, I've kind of learned here and there while I was working. And then just recently, we've been taking WSET. So this is pretty awesome. It's nice to learn new things about wine, and it's obviously nice to drink some wine as well from time to time. But but yes, my experience with wine has been a little roller coaster-ish, but definitely a learning experience because there's always so much information to learn, and there's never, it seems as though there's such a limited amount of time to learn it. So, and there's always people more knowledgeable than you are. So, you know, I guess I'm humbling myself to, you know, the fact that I know what I know, and, you know, that's, I'm continually learning each day. So
exactly. And that's all you can do. And for those of you joining, one great thing about, you know, our virtual Vinos that we've been having here since late March, actually, is the fact that you do get to learn more about wine. And we're also sharing new wines, new grapes, some stuff that you may not actually just pick up off the shelf at your liquor store without us saying, hey, this is a really great wine, give it a go, So that's another great reason to share this with your friends. Even if you see great wine on here, you can always message us. And the best part about Virtual Vino, please leave us comments, ask questions. If it's something pretty difficult and we don't know the answer, we'll definitely make something up. No, just kidding. But we'll research and we'll get back to you about it. Hey, Dixit and Steve from Liquor Locker. Cheers, guys. Thanks, Steve. Yes, I went with the pink tie this evening. And I see Danny down there is excited about wine time. Yeah, I'm also excited about wine time, Gina. I'll drink to that. Now, guys, just to remind you, like I mentioned, please ask us questions throughout. Share this video with your friends. Like us on DMV Distributing's Facebook page and Instagram at DMV Dist. Both Gina and I have our social media tags as well with our names tonight. We post a lot of great stuff about wine knowledge, great new wines and products that we're carrying with DMV. So please, share with friends, give us some love, and we'll keep these videos up for you as always. I will remind you, the poll at the end of the video we'll post on DMV's Facebook page. Vote for your favorite wine of the evening. I know Gina and I are also tossing up which red wine that we're going to go with to celebrate after the video tonight for National Red Wine Day. So we have two great reds to share with you later on. And quickly to remind you about the Akuma Challenge. So remember the Higo Bodegas Akuma, we are having a color contest that ends in 3 days now. So you have 3 days until August 31st to share a great photo of a colored Akuma bottle. You can message us on our Facebook, Instagram, wherever DMV Dist you can see, and ask us the closest retailer to you that has the Akuma. Go out, snag yourself a couple bottles, give them to friends, family, your young ones, maybe drink the bottle first, hand it to your child and let them color it. But you can, all the directions are on there. Tag Higo Bodegas, tag DMV for a chance to win $250 worth of Higo Bodegas products. So you know them. We absolutely love having Yana, the owner of Higo Bodegas, on with us here on Virtual Vino. And she will be back on September 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern time here to share with us the winning Akuma Color Contest bottle. So I'm really excited to see that. And I hope you all are too. So like I said, you still have 3 days to color your bottle. I actually might color another one. We'll see. I don't know. But I have passed off a few. And I know I have quite a few people as well that are coloring theirs. And Alicia's coloring hers this weekend. Good work. Yeah, I can't wait to see all of them. We've seen a lot of really great submissions so far. So like I said, share with your friends and family. Go out, find a bottle of Akuma, and have some fun this weekend. All right. So with that said, Gina, we are going to go right into our first wine of the evening, the Seaside Cellars Vino Verde.
Awesome.
Definitely a fantastic, perfect summertime wine to kick off the evening with.
Perfect summertime wine. Very refreshing, nice and light. Also slightly sparkly. Well, I wouldn't say sparkly, bubbly. What's the right word? Bubbly. Sparkly.
Yeah. You like bubbles. You'll like both these Vino Verdes we have this evening.
Yes. So the Seaside Cellar wines are produced with grapes growing close to the sea or ocean. The geographical situation allows the grapes to have optimal wine growing conditions, some health during the day and gentle cool breezes. Nearby the sea make for this great Vino Verde. And some people think that Vino Verde is a grape, but Vino Verde is actually a region in Portugal. So that's something interesting for you guys. These wines are great to, be enjoyed outside and definitely during these hot, wild, humid days for sure. So it's definitely a nice one. It's got floral aromas with tropical notes to it, which makes it complex yet elegant at the same time. So definitely perfect for everything. Go outside on your barbecue with your families, open a bottle of Seaside, sit back, relax, and enjoy, of course. Definitely great with all types of meals as well. So cold meals, I say barbecue because summertime reminds me of barbecue. So we're outside, we're in the barbecue, grilling up certain things. So definitely light enough to have with the salad, but also a great aperitif. So I would say it's a great before meal beverage as well. So the grapes are Loriano, Artino, and Tradura. Excuse me if I'm not pronouncing these correctly. These are Portuguese grapes, and the grapes are actually hand picked. So it's very interesting and a great option too. So, and Alicia said pair it with a nice fish dinner. So that's perfect. Yes, with a nice fish dinner. So maybe something with shrimp, anything really. I feel like I can pair wine with almost everything. Is that wrong to say? I'm going to say it. I'm going with it. I'm going to go with the flow on that one. But,
I mean, you can definitely try to pair it with everything, Gina. The Seaside Cellars Vino Verde is definitely made with super young, very fresh, crisp grapes. The wine itself tastes very clean, so it's a really great wine for all occasions. If you have a special occasion, especially your great summer parties, your barbecues, even the label itself, it has the really nice lighthouse on it, made on the north coast of Portugal. And like Gina mentioned earlier, all of these grapes are made close to the seaside. So on the coastline there, this winery, also Seaside Cellars, they do some amazing projects to help preserve the coastline as well. So if you want to check out www.raceforwater.org, they also have a great organization, even some boat races and everything that really go and raise money towards funding for the revitalization and cleanup of the entire coastline there. So the winery itself stands for some great stuff. They make absolutely excellent wine. For those of you that like just a little bit of a fizziness, not necessarily a crazy bubbly champagne or anything, this is a really great wine to share with everyone. I think, Gina, you probably know some sweet wine lovers as well as me. And this wine, whether you like sweet or dry, this is going to be a very nice, unique, but versatile wine that is great for all occasions. You could pour a glass for anyone and they're not gonna like pass it back to you like, oh no.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's what I really like about it. I know that the whole portfolio from Seaside Cellars is quite similar, where they're all really easy drinking. And like all of the other wines that we have here at DMV, the quality price ratio. So this is a really high quality, really fantastic wine. And the average price is only $9.99 in your stores. So feel free, pick up a few bottles of this because it's not going to break the bank and you're surely going to love it and be able to share with everyone for it.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the things, high QPRs.
Exactly. Now, Gina, I know you have your neckers on your bottles too. For those of you that haven't seen your neckers in our stores, they're just wrapped around the top of our bottles there. There we go. There's all 4 of our wines tonight. Be on the lookout for those. I just saw mine on here and it reminded me of it. All of the directions on how you can join even past and previous virtual Vinos is on there, but it really is eye-catching. So whether you want to go out to your favorite stores and grab them this evening or this weekend, or even wines that we've tasted previously or that are coming up next week, just be on the lookout for those in your local stores. If you see one, chances are you'll love that wine because we're not going to feature it on here if it's not a good wine, because that means that I would have to drink it and I don't want to drink not good wine.
Exactly.
That's really fun on Friday night, everyone. It's happy hour. But no, I would definitely recommend serving this wine very chilled. I would serve it between 43 and 46 degrees Fahrenheit. So definitely not frozen, obviously. Don't want any ice in there. Gross. But very chilled. Pair it with even your seafood dinners this weekend. I know the crab boils are a huge thing in Western Maryland here at the moment. So if you have a crab boil going on this weekend, even a crab feed, I would highly recommend pairing the Vino Verde with that. It'll really well balanced, even with your Old Bay and your spicier foods. This is the wine for that. Definitely.
Yeah. Definitely great for spicy foods. I eat a lot of spicy foods being in a Thai family. So constantly putting chili peppers on everything. So the wines are perfect for that. Generally, I guess if you're not used to eating spicy foods, it might affect you a little differently. So I guess be careful with that. But I love to pair these wines with some spicy foods for sure.
Yeah. Now, for those of you joining us, let us know if you're also joining us in drinking the Seaside Cellars Vino Verde. Jess says this is one of her favorite wines for crabs. I would completely agree, Jess. Like I mentioned, especially those of you that love Old Bay, and you're basically having some crab with your Old Bay. This is the wine to pair with that, hands down. And that actually sounds like a great idea this weekend that I might have to test out, Jess, for sure.
Yes, me too.
Now, I just saw earlier that we were actually featured in the Washington Post once again for another one of our white wines while we're talking about delicious white wines. Yes. So this Casentis Lima Colossal was recently featured. Well, it will be next Wednesday in print in the Washington Post. So thanks to Dave McIntyre for featuring another amazing selection from DMV Distributing. It got 2 out of 3 stars. So definitely check out that. It is an absolutely tasty, very versatile, well-balanced white, that Colossal White Reserva there. So we'll post that on our Facebook page as well. Share with your friends. If you have not tried the Colossal White yet, do yourself a favor and try it out. We have featured it once here before on Virtual Vino, I believe right after we started selling it. Maybe about 2 months ago or so. And it was really fantastic. So it's, definitely go out and check that out. Thanks, Washington Post, for the great write-up. Can't wait for more. All right. And it looks like Jess was also drinking this as well, tasting some citrus and tropical fruit tonight. Absolutely. This wine is it has a little bit of a citrus taste, but even more so, those tropical fruits really come out, especially even the more you drink it. Your palate is just really overwhelmed by the tropical fruit flavors. It's like I mentioned, great for those of you that like dry or sweet wine. This wine kind of hits all of the notches there for you.
Yes, definitely a wonderful option for sure.
Now, the rosé that we'll be drinking next, Gina. So the Seaside Cellars Rosé is our second wine of the evening. Same winery, the Seaside Cellars. It's made with the same exact, basically the same location, except we're going a little bit more to the pink side now.
Yeah. Let's go.
Pink stuff, Gina.
Look at that.
For those of you that are drinking the rosé with us, let us know also what you're tasting with the rosé. We'd love to hear it, see your thoughts about it.
Yes. I definitely am going to try those crabs now for sure. Thanks, Jess, for that idea. So this rosé is the same grapes, same winery. Let me put a little bit before we have to. It's just, this is necessary, you know? You can't talk about Vino and not have some Vino. But anyway, so Seaside Cellars is a really great option for you, like Devin was saying, about the community work that they do in the winery itself. But the rosé is a wonderful, refreshing rosé. That's definitely great for summertime. This one is going to be with a slight spritz as well as the Vino Verde. And I would say, I'm sorry, I have to sip it. Just as good, if not better. All the wine is so fantastic here at DMV. It's just so hard to talk about how amazing everything is, because when you taste it all and have it all with us and we're able to talk about it, I'm a little goofy, don't mind me. That's how it makes me feel. The wine. Anyway, so definitely a wonderful wine with spicy food, like I told told you before, I eat a lot of spicy food in my household. So these are perfect to pair with that. Otherwise, it makes for a great aperitif. Before dinner, during your appetizer session, maybe a salad, something like that. Definitely some nice crabs, shrimp, salmon, maybe some fish. Love some fish in the summertime. It's a wonderful thing. So definitely a great wine for that. So your average price points for the Seaside Cellars in general are going to be around $10 a bottle, so it's perfect, and about 11% alcohol. So definitely a great value as well. So I would serve these wines chilled. Definitely have them chilled at about, throw them in your refrigerator and chill them. So I'm not sure what the temperature is on that. What is that, Devin? About 45 degrees or less, something along those lines.
Yeah,
so, but
between
definitely a nice
43
thing,
and
nice wine to have.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely let us know what you're
Cheers.
tasting with this Vino Verde Rosé.
So,
I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts for sure. Alicia mentioned this, she loves this rosé because it's both dry and refreshing. Definitely, Alicia. And it's a dry rosé, and it does have a high acidity to it as well, but it's still advanced where it's very refreshing, especially when it's super chilled. It tastes amazing. Huh? Yeah, it doesn't taste dry as much.
I said it's dry, but it doesn't taste dry.
Exactly. It's very fruit forward, so it has a lot of cherry, strawberry taste to it. It's still dry, but it's very fruity. So those of you that are like, oh no, I don't like dry, so I don't want to try that. Some of the, especially if you have a more fruit forward rosé, it's definitely going to even it out for you where you're still going to really enjoy that wine. More French style than California. The Vino Verde for this, Steve, it's kind of its own thing. I wouldn't really pair it with either the California or French styles. There's such young grapes, especially with the light effervescence to this. I have not tried a French rosé that tastes like this, nor have I tried a California rosé that's tasted like this.
Me neither.
So I think it's kind of its own thing, especially with the light effervescence. You rarely find a bottle that you can pour and it's going to be lightly bubbly for, a few minutes like the Vino Verdes here. So I think it's just kind of its own thing. And like Austin just mentioned, it's an absolute steal for the price of these wines. So don't shrug it when you see these really great prices for a bottle for $9.99 in a store. It is an amazing quality in this wine. The rosé has also been featured before in the Washington Post. It received a 1.5 stars out of 3 stars. So Dave McIntyre also loved this rosé as well. And like I said, it's got juice, like this crisp, solid label, lighthouse, so it's easy to pick out in the store. I always love the caps as well if I'm looking for it in a store. Easy to find. And one thing to note about all 4 of these wines, I noticed tonight, I got my wine key out to open all of them, and they're all twist-offs. So my wine key for one day of its life got a break and didn't even have to open a bottle of wine today.
Convenience and luxury. What more can you ask for?
Exactly. And a lot of stores, when they do carry these, they also put them in their refrigerators if they have space in their coolers, so that you can just run in, grab yourself a bottle of this, go home, instantly enjoy it while you're making dinner. Like Gina mentioned, these Vino Verdes, they're so good as an aperitif just all by themselves. So you get home off work, it's a Friday night, you're like, oh, I need something to pregame while I'm making dinner before I drink my red and pair it with dinner. Both the Vino Verde and the Vino Verde Rosé, that's where it's at. You're not going to be disappointed. If you gift this to friends, family, girls' nights coming up, they're all going to love them as well.
Most definitely. I definitely agree with you, Devin. We've got great wine here at DMV, I tell you that.
We do, I know. That's why it gets both of us into trouble when we do our videos. Gina does her Wine with Wines. I do my Wine Wednesdays. I did about blow across the lawn the other day when I made my Finca Manzana Scarnaccia video. That was a lot of fun. So if you see me just blowing around in the video, we're getting a little bit of the hurricane already here in Maryland. So it's just it's just gearing up to give us some wins.
Right.
And it looks like someone in the background doesn't even have a cup, so she's drinking it right out of the bottle. So that's how we do it.
Where's our invite?
I just straight up it's not a boxed wine. We don't have fun here on our virtual Vinos, everyone. So we hope you're sitting outside with your friends, you're sitting at home on your couches, drinking along with us, having fun. Leave us some comments. Austin even mentioned he gets a little bit of a watermelon taste with this rosé. Especially like that light fruity taste, Austin. That's very true. You can definitely get some of those light fruity flavors, even watermelon considering.
Jess said it does pair well with her couch. So that's very true.
Couch Netflix, anything you want to pair it with. Absolutely. This would also, I would even pair this, both the Vino Verde and the Rosé, even perhaps with your desserts at the end of the night as well. So even if you want to drink it before and after dinner, it's just got that little bit of a sweetness to it at the end where feel free to pair it with something a little bit sweet, and it's still going to taste absolutely delicious. So
Devin, I have to show everybody my t-shirt. This is the perfect t-shirt for tonight, and I have to show everybody. Is that okay? I'm going to go for it.
Show them.
You ready for this, guys?
Nailed it, Gina.
What can I say? If you get it, you get it.
If you get it, you get it. If not, we're going to take a picture and tag this song in it later on Facebook, and so we don't get taken down for copyright.
Exactly.
I can put it all in my head, though, just so you know. There's no hard. I know they've gotten you a couple times, Gina.
Oh, yes. They've gotten me.
No.
I was only respecting. I was doing it out of respect. I love it. I love music, Oh, man.
All right, guys. So for those of you that don't know, and we mentioned it earlier, today is National Red Wine Day. So we have a really special treat for you tonight with the two reds that we are featuring. They are both from the Poifit. Steve said Poifit, Gina. They're both from a wine brand based out of New South Wales in Australia. So they're really great. I'm going to hold them both here. We're going to start with the Johnny Q Shiraz.
Awesome.
Absolutely excellent wine to kick off National Red Wine Day with. Now, Gina and I are going to vote amongst ourselves later, and you let us know also which one of these that you would drink for your National Red Wine Day. Really, every day is National Red Wine Day, but apparently today specifically is. With the first red that we are beginning with, and just so you all know, this is actually a really great and loved wine brand, like I mentioned, based out of Australia. It is not a winery. So I think that something I've been also educating people at, even during tastings and when we used to be able to do wine tastings, is that not every wine that you pick up in a store is from that winery. So this is it is made at wineries, of course, but Johnny Q is not a specific winery. It's the wine brand. So the winery partnership, a really great, fantastic, very easygoing, loving married couple, Josephine and John Quarisa. Really great, easygoing people, like I mentioned. But they're very passionate about wine. There's a photo of them right there. I have not gotten to meet John before, so hopefully, perhaps we can have him on Virtual Vino here with us someday to talk about, his passion for wine. He's had years of experience producing wines for some of Australia's top wine companies. And he's also an award-winning winemaker for, they've gotten top trophies. He's a really knowledgeable passionate guy about wine. So this was his own wine brand. After years of judging at wine competitions, wine contests, he wanted to make his own wine brand, essentially, obviously, to make money. That's what it's all about, you know? We wouldn't care if you guys didn't buy our wine so that we could make money and pay our bills. And that's exactly what Johnny Quarisa did. So he wanted his wines to feel exactly the same way. He wanted to keep them at that lower price point, but also have a really high quality wine. So both of the wines that we're going to share with you tonight are an average between $12.99 and $13.99 a bottle, but both of them are 90 points and rated plus by Wine Enthusiast, just for starters. So he's really brought you these really fantastic wines that are high rated, yet you can still go out, not break the bank. I mean, $12.99 for a bottle that's 90 points and up, especially from Wine Enthusiast, is an absolutely great price point ratio. There's them in one of the vineyards there in New South Wales. Like I mentioned, an absolutely great wine brand. And this evening, we're going to be talking about both of his wines. I can't leave out mentioning that they also have a Mrs. Q as well. So be on the lookout for all of those. They have the big Q on the label, very easy to spot in your stores. I've never given this wine to anyone to try that says that they don't absolutely love it right off the bat. So let me just tell you, it is an absolutely super, really great wine brand. So I'm really pleased that we chose to show these off for you tonight.
Yes, me too. And Austin makes a really awesome point, way better than Yellowtail. And most people assume and associate Australian wines with Yellowtail. And it's so awesome to have some variety when it comes to your Australian wines, have that, wonderful wine at an extraordinary price point and just being that good, it's definitely Yellowtail has spoiled that generally for all of us, but we have introduced this great wine.
Exactly. And now Johnny, he lives only about 1,000 kilometers away from the wineries that produce his wines. So he still works hand in hand with those winemakers that are making him exactly what his vision is for these wines. So we're going to kick it off by introducing you to the Johnny Q Shiraz, rated 90 points by Wine Enthusiast, like I mentioned. Now, some of you might always be confused about the difference between Shiraz and Sirah. There is no difference between the grape. Shiraz is also known as Sirah. It's called Sirah in the Old World. So those European countries, like Alicia and I talked about a couple weeks ago, the difference between New and Old World. In the Old World, they're going to still label it as Sirah. New World, it's going to be the Shiraz. So just keep that in mind when you're out at a store. Depending on where those grapes are harvested and where the wine is made, you're going to be either drinking the Shiraz or Sirah. It's the same grape. So put that in your memory bank. So when you're at the store, you're like, oh man, why are they all in the same section? No, they're the same grapes. Don't worry. We'll be talking about the difference in the next wine to the Petite Syrah as well. So don't get that confused. But it is a really great black varietal. It can produce really delicious, dark, full-bodied wines. And also these wines really seem to age well compared to other grape varietals. But you can always expect from the Shiraz or Syrah just really great blackberry flavors, black plum, black currant. Even if you're a coffee lover, really like spicy things, licorice notes, that's usually where you're going to find that kind of taste with the Shiraz here. And this one is no difference. It has a really great color. If you're pouring yourself a glass as well, let us know what you think. It has really intense, it has a really intense red color, some purple hues to there as well. And you might not be able to see it on my glass, but the legs on this are really fantastic. And that's just going to show you the alcohol content of this wine. So remember, we were talking about the legs and where it sticks to the side of your glass. That really shows you nothing except that the alcohol content is going to be a bit higher than those that don't have those legs that stick on there. If the viscosity is higher in that wine, it's just going to stick to the side of your glass for a little bit longer. That's where you're going to see that. So the Shiraz obviously has a little bit of a higher alcohol content than the first couple wines that we tried. They were only 11%. And this one is about a 14.5. So let's drink up, see how it tastes. Let us know what you're thinking as well over here. Please share your thoughts if you're drinking the Johnny Q Shiraz with us. So let us know. I know we have some storms rolling through here, so if either Gina and I get glitchy, don't mind us. Let us know if you miss anything. Please ask us questions or leave us comments if you do miss anything that we're sharing with you all. And if you're drinking it, let us know what you're thinking. I'll let you know what I'm tasting. I know Gina's back there drinking hers as well. Can you make a rosé out of Syrah and Shiraz? You absolutely can, Austin. You can make a rosé out of any red grape. So I have seen rosés made out of just about any red grape at this point. I think obviously some are going to have more of that juicy flavor that you would want in your rosé. But I have definitely seen rosés, even rosé blends that are made with the Syrah grape also. Should you decant a Syrah? A Shiraz? Yes, you can definitely decant this wine. I don't have much space around me to decant my wines, but I would definitely let your Shiraz breathe. Both of these reds this evening, they're going to taste even better. So even if you want to pour yourself the glass, let it sit there for about a half hour or so, go back to it. It's going to taste even better than it does automatically as soon as you open that bottle. So, and that's with all reds, really. If they have especially if they're a very nice quality like this, the more air you let it get, the more oxygen, it's just going to open your aromas. The whole thing's just going to taste better. All right, so now I'm going to smell it here, see what we get. No, it smells quite youthful, very fresh. There's a lot of berry flavors in this, but it also has a nice light oak, but vanilla like a smell to me right now. Oh, yeah, exactly, Alicia. Yeah, the JP Rosé, Austin, I believe you've tried that before with us. That is made with Syrah also. All right, let us know what you're tasting. Just that it's really nicely jammy. The color's amazing, delicious, but not too complex. Okay. I'm going to see how it goes here. Gina, what are you thinking with this one?
Ooh. It was so good. I already finished my glass. I'm not. Hold on.
The bouquet is really nice. It's so
Black
good.
Currant. Some wonderful.
Yeah, it has really dark berry fruit flavors with it. But even I smelled the vanilla to it, but you can also taste a bit of vanilla as well. So it obviously is aged in oak barrel, and that's just really coming out in this wine. But it's not heavily oaked, so it's really nice and easy to drink.
A little too easy to drink for me.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
A little too easy. That's Gina's in the background just going to town, I think. and I think this wine also, like we mentioned about the whole line of Johnny Q earlier, John Quarisa, it's really approachable, easygoing, versatile, just like Johnny Q. And this wine is exactly like that. So especially for an average price of $12.99 in store, this is a red. If you have not tried it, definitely go out, grab yourself a bottle. There we have a great picture of both Mr. and Mrs. Obviously a really great matchup there. It makes the whole queue. Very clever marketing. So props to them. Me and marketing, absolutely love it. And I love seeing that cleverness on shelves. I was researching the Quarisa Wines and saw on there that his motto is you just can't take life too seriously. And I think that with his wines, you can also taste the fact that you should have fun in drinking them. So I hope that all of you at home are drinking your Johnny Q's, having fun, especially if you have an upcoming dinner party with friends. I would absolutely 100% pair any of that Johnny Q line with your friends while having fun. Really, the quality of these wines for the price point is outstanding. And exactly like Jess just said, you can't take wine too seriously, especially 2020. I wouldn't take anything too seriously that you don't have to at the moment. So especially your wine, enjoy it with good friends, good laughs, enjoy good wine. Yeah. That's the Johnny Q Shiraz. Syrah grape?
I definitely, personally, I love to get a great bottle of wine such as these and just, soak it all in. If I want to go to Australia, okay, let me get an Australian wine. Let me kick up my feet. I'm a mom and I'm a full-time employee.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I need to kick up my feet. I'm going to take it back. I'm going to Australia today. Let me get this wonderful glass of wine in my glass. So, mom life, that's what it is.
Exactly. So Austin asked where the tannins in this wine come from. The tannins are quite high in this wine. It's macerated, so the skins are left in this wine for a while. I don't know exactly how long, but they are left perhaps more so than other reds. So those tannins are going to come from the skins being left while the grapes are beginning to ferment, and before they're obviously then put in the oak barrels and bottled for your consumption. So that's something to think about, especially with those grape skins on there. And the Shiraz grape skins as well. They're that really rich, deep, dark color. So they're just going to have a little bit more of a high tannin compared to other grapes. Now we can compare it with our last wine of the evening. It's going to be the Petite Syrah. So like we mentioned earlier, Shiraz and Syrah are the same grape. The Petite Syrah is its own grape. So we'll be talking a little bit more about that in a few minutes. But just a heads up about this next wine. It's got a 92 point rating. Same line of wine, but we're featuring a 92 point. Like Gina and I mentioned earlier, we're going to try and see which of these reds we'll be drinking a glass of later. My bag's fallen. Remember, keep a lookout for your virtual Vino bags in your favorite stores, especially all of our great, fantastic participating stores. I see Steve from Liquor Locker still on here enjoying with us. Thanks, Steve, and thanks, Liquor Locker, for being great supporters of virtual Vino. Tonight, I know we have Breezy Point. We have Town Center Market as well that were great participants this week. Those participating stores that we post with each event, those are stores where you can find all 4 of these wines. And I would definitely urge you to go out, support those stores, support your local stores in general, but especially if you have a great upcoming barbecue, parties with friends. The Seasides are going to go great with that, especially those of you that like sweeter dry wines. If it's super hot out, drink those. Pair these reds with all of your dinner.
Mm-hmm.
All righty, so let's go into this. I can't wait to drink some of this, Gina. Now we are, like I mentioned, we're going to compare, see which ones we're going to go with for National Red Wine Day. We'll post our votes on social media here.
Hooray! I'm ready.
Now, Gina, you have to tell me about the color of this one. Hopefully you guys have this as well to drink along with us. I absolutely love the color of the Petite Syrah.
Definitely a nice deep purple color. It's wonderful. It smells so great, guys. I wish I could share. Oh my goodness. So you're going to have some wonderful red fruit flavors, as well as a little bit of vanilla as well. So I'm going to go in. I'm tasting it. Let's go. Oh, the Petite Syrah. It might have taken it for me.
Oh, that might be your winner. Don't tell anyone what you're tasting yet. I want to see if anyone's out there tasting along with us. At least let us know what you guys are smelling, aroma-wise, bouquet-wise. I know I had a question the other day about the difference between a wine's aroma and bouquet. So I think it might be interesting to point out is we're definitely smelling. Oh, yeah, you're right, Gina. That one's this is a good one. This is a good one. I've just smelt it, and it might be my choice this evening. guess that proves that 2 points higher made the difference. We'll see.
No, we'll see.
But there is a distinct difference, however, between aroma and a bouquet. So the easiest way to remember it is that A comes before B. Obviously, we all learned our alphabet like a year ago or so. But the aroma is the initial smell of the grapes in fermentation. So your aroma is going to be the fruit flavors that you get. Just those initial, as soon as you smell into the glass. Okay, that's the aroma of it. Your bouquet, though, is going to be what you get from those oak barrels. So if it's fermented in oak, all the tertiary characters to your wines, your smokiness, if you smell any licorice, your vanilla that was obviously evident in the Shiraz that we just drank, those are going to be part of your bouquet. So obviously this has a really nice bouquet to it. It is quite fruit forward on the nose as well. Definitely a dark berry, very ripe berry aroma, but same with the Shiraz. This has a lot of vanilla to it. I think even some black licorice, perhaps.
Right. Somewhat similar, but I feel as though this one smells sweeter. I don't know.
It does. It's got more of that candy smell, like the licorice.
Yes. So, which means it's a great wine. It's got those tertiary flavors like you were speaking of. It's wonderful. And at a great price point as well, so that it makes it even better.
Ooh, this one is very good. Yeah. All right. So it looks like we have berry. Berry, are you drinking this along with us? Yes, it has berry flavors, like berry brown flavors. Definitely.
No
and I think one thing to point out, about this wine, exactly, you're going to get the licorice in there as well. It was fermented in a mixture of different things, so obviously you can ferment it in your concrete. You can ferment it in the oak barrels. So it was definitely fermented, obviously, in oak for a period of time, but it's very well balanced. So I think that the winemakers did an absolutely great job in providing Johnny Q with a wine that he really would be proud of, especially for this grape. This is not a grape that you necessarily walk in the store and you're like, gotta get a bottle of my Petite Syrah. But let us just say, you should probably do this jig into the store the next time. Find yourself a good bottle of the Petite Syrah. The Johnny Q would be a great place to start. Definitely a fantastic.
Like me, dance yourself into a store like this.
Yeah.
Get in your store. Where's my Petite Syrah?
Yeah. Now the Petite Syrah, like we mentioned, it is a grape. It's just a grape varietal. So it is not just a tiny Shiraz. It is not just a tiny version. It's not a baby Shiraz. It is its own grape, Petite Syrah. It was actually first found growing in France in the mid 1800s. And like we mentioned earlier, it's definitely should be a grape that you go into the liquor store and try out. It's really loved for the deep color of this wine. Like Gina mentioned at the beginning, it has a really dark midnight purple color, actually, with even like a ruby rim to it. It's got a gorgeous color. I wish you all could see it. It's not going to do it justice looking in my glass, The only bad thing about the virtual tastings, guys, and that I can't pour it for you, but the wine itself, it looks amazing. It smells amazing. Definitely going to taste amazing. I haven't tasted it yet with you all tonight. But the grape itself did get quite popular, but it's still a very rare grape to find. There are less than 10,000 planted acres worldwide. It's grown mainly in California, of all places. So this, obviously, it's grown in Australia, but still, it's a very rare grape to find. So if obviously supply and demand, if there aren't that many grapes that are grown, you're going to have that higher price point. But this is still a fantastic price point for this wine. It's a really great wine to try out, especially if you don't automatically go into your liquor stores and try and find the Petite Syrah. This is one to try. So like I mentioned earlier, the Petite Syrah, it's not just a petite version of Shiraz. It's its own grape. It's actually the offspring grape of the Syrah, though. So it's related. Think of the Syrah as like the dad. And then there's a Florison that's a very rare grape. And just think that they made a grape, and then you have the Petite Syrah. So like I said, not same grape, not a tiny version, but it did help make that grape. It, like I mentioned, it was found in France, 1880, about mid 1800s. And it was actually brought to the States in the mid 1800s as well. So it was brought over to the US. So that's how it's over in California, just kind of growing away over there. And like I said, a very rare grape to find growing. And it pairs well with a lot of things, especially, Gina, I know you love food as much as I do. This is a wine that can pair with just about anything. I'd pair it with roasted pork, burgers, especially your backyard burgers. This is really great with that. A lot of fresh mozzarella, Gouda.
I'm going to pair it with the pizza tonight. Woo.
You can pair it with some pizza? Yeah. I just had some Italian food earlier, and I actually got these dough bites as well that have a cinnamon coating on them. And this would really pair well with the cinnamon on those also. So that's probably going to be my National Red Wine Day pairing, is this with my little dough bites from La Trattoria Pizza.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
Shout out to them. It was really good. And I have the bag here. I can just show you one. Maybe you can give you a whole bag.
Let me see. Ooh, yum.
I like
I wish I could reach through and grab one.
There you go. just like you can get it, everyone. It's super great. Austin asked, does the grape thrive in warm climates? Yeah, Austin, this is definitely one of those grapes that's going to grow extremely well in the warmer climates. New South Wales is where this wine that we're drinking right now, the Johnny Q Petite Syrah, is grown. And especially those warmer climates in California also, which is predominantly where it's grown nowadays, are excellent for the healthy growth of the Petite Syrah. Rich, it depends on what you're eating for dinner. But like I mentioned, it's very versatile, so it could pair with just about anything. You are probably eating poultry right now and some sort of vegetables, so it would still go with a nice grilled chicken as well. But you never know there. Now the taste, like I said, I haven't tried it yet, so I'm going to taste it. If you guys are tasting it with us, let us know what you think. Barry, I wish I could share some with Wine Dog. Hi, Doru. Oh, okay. So Barry's pairing his with the bulgogi barbecue from the Food for Thought food truck. That would be great.
Barry, where's
I haven't had that in forever. Where's that food truck? That's when I flip my table and run to Annapolis. Yeah, this is definitely a very full-bodied, ripe berry fruit flavors. It's super well balanced, though. This is a very easy drinking red.
Yes. So easy to drink, so easy to pair. It's a wonderful option for everybody to try. And at such a great price point, too. Look at you. Where's my food, Devin? I want some.
I didn't think you noticed.
I just forgot what I was saying, but yes.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Great food, great wine, great conversation. So that's the best part about virtual Vino. It's just
it is.
Wine.
Even if I'm not sharing my dough bites with you, I'm sorry. I have 20. They literally put them in a big bag for me.
I'm just so jealous. I don't have any.
Trust me, I didn't eat them, but I got them, Gina. I wish I could share.
I know. Throw them to me.
I will. After the video, I'll throw them across the room and see what happens. But guys, there's our roundup of our 4 delicious wines, a really great value wines tonight. All of these wines are award-winning wines, really great values. We did not drink a bottle of wine that was on average over $12.99 tonight. And you got numbers on your wines, a really great selection. Gina's showcasing them right now for you.
Yes. Allow me. Ready? I am.
John Quarisa, if you ever watch this video, join us on Virtual Vino. We want to hear your thoughts also about your amazing wines. You and Josephine are welcome anytime. I do believe, and I'll make my vote now, Gina, that the Petite Syrah is going to be my national red wine glass of the day that I drink.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be going with that as well.
It pairs excellent with my dough bites, so that was a great selling point for me. So that's that's where it's at. Let us know what you guys are thinking. Gina's got her wines lined up over there for you guys with her amazing wine shirt.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, all of these 4 wines, awesome for barbecues this weekend. Right. I know we have a big storm coming, so if you can't go outside and barbecue, you can surely sit inside, watch some movies, enjoy some Netflix, play some card games with your family, and drink delicious wine. How about that? That actually sounds like a really great weekend.
Yes. Sounds awesome. I'm going to have a little dance party featuring me by myself going like this. Woo!
Apparently with your red wine costume that you have. So I still have to see that. Still disappointed that you did not wear that tonight after knowing that it wasn't ketchup, but okay. So good. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Thanks for your comments, questions. If you have any more questions for us, let us know. Remember, next week, we actually have a virtual Vino coming up on a new day. Just for 1 week, a special edition, a kosher edition of virtual Vino with DMV, featuring accent liquors out of Baltimore, Maryland. So we're going to be tasting the Lion and Dove Sauvignon Blanc, the Pinot Noir, the Carmenere, and the Moscato. So there's where you can find all 4 of those great Lion and Dove wines next Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Right here, we have a guest from Accent Liquors out of Baltimore joining me. We'll be sharing even the difference between kosher and non-kosher wines. I know there are some great holidays for those kosher wine lovers coming up. So we want to respect them, talk about these great wines, and let them know that they're not only stuck to drinking Manischewitz the rest of their lives, they can actually have really great, high-quality kosher wines from Lion and Dove. So all 4 of those great wines. You know, I love me some Lion and Dove, Gina, so I'm sure it'll be a really great time. Next Thursday.
Wonderful time.
Next Friday, Gina and I'll probably be out at a winery together somewhere. We don't know. But next Thursday, 5 p.m. And then the following Friday, Yana, the owner of Ego Bodegas, will be joining me September 11th. We're going to be unveiling the winner of the Akuma Challenge. So remember, hashtag Akuma Color. Check it out on Instagram, Facebook. Please go out, grab a bottle, share with your friends and family, drink a bottle, hand it to your child, let them color it for an hour, and you can enjoy quarantine for an hour in quiet while they color your Akuma bottle, and then you can put it up for a chance to win $250 worth of Ego Bodegas products online. And we'll find out from Yana who wins that night. So remember, that contest ends on August 31st. So just let us know your thoughts. Thanks so much for joining us. I know. Oh, hey, Julie.
Thanks, everybody.
Johnny Q's always great to share with friends. Such easy drinkers. These were another really great 4 wines to drink tonight. Gina, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Devin. I'm so glad to be here.
Such a fun girls' night, drinking wine, hanging out, learning about wine. And we did, DMV has made a Facebook group for those of you that live around Maryland, DC, and Virginia and want to learn more about wine, want to keep up with great events. We'll even be posting live events, perhaps someday, like in-person events, on that page. But we'll be posting a lot of really great stuff on there. We'll post that link on our Facebook page as well if you want to join. And that's just something really fun that we can all join. There's a link right there in the comments. So just click it, join, we'll let you in. You can learn about wine, chat with us. If there's ever a wine that you're like, I want to learn more about that, or Gina should make a wine with wine about this, or Devin should talk about it on Wine Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
And talk about wine. So that's what it's all about. Wine with wine. That's adorable.
That's a terrible angle.
Sorry. I was wondering what was going on there.
Yeah, oops.
That's adorable.
Wine, you wine, we all wine. Hey.
Have one? I need one.
I got you.
Thanks.
I'll get you one.
You can see how fast you live on there. All right, guys. So, like I mentioned, I will see you next Thursday, 5 p.m. right here on DMV Distributing's Facebook page and our YouTube channel with Accent Liquors. Drinking some wine and Dove. Thanks again for joining us tonight. Remember, comment, ask us questions, message us, like us on Instagram, Facebook at DMV Dist. Until next week, enjoy your weekends. Be safe out there.
Yes, please everybody be safe with this storm coming. I hope it's not gonna be too bad, but the storm tracker is saying it's coming right towards us.
Exactly. If anything got to your favorite local liquor stores this evening, tomorrow morning, stock up for the weekend, especially of your Johnny Q's Seaside Cellars wines. That way you have wine to enjoy all weekend in the safety of your own house and away from falling trees and huge raindrops.
And tornadoes and hurricanes and all types of crazy. Woo! 2020 is just hitting us from every angle, right? Woo.
Well, we'll see. Tomorrow it'll be a Sharknado. And with that, we're going to let you go tonight. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Cheers, and have a good night.